Hey, buddy. There we go. You look like you're going to take a dump. I miss seeing them out front.
That's a good one. The light brown.
Yeah.
The other one that used to be here used to be dark brown. You see this?
I know you're there. Oh, no, 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 no. Stay, 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 stay. Stay there. You're a cutie pie. Look at you. You're adorable. Yeah. Hi. I'm inside. Where are you going? Oh. Look how sweet. I take you home. You can be buddies with my kitties.
Happy senses.
Probably. The paparazzi is staring at me. Well, shake it, shake it. Where are you going? No, it's not sure, I don't think. Oh, yes. Your little nose. Come this way. Munch out and come this way. Whoops. Come on. Come on. Come here. Ooh, there's a lot of flies on here. Amazing how still they can stay. It's amazing how still they can stay. Oh, I could have got some good pictures of those dandelions with the raindrops. Shnikes. Hello. Yeah, I'm staring at you. It's because you're so cute. Yeah. You blinking at me? Come here, buddy. You're winking. Yeah, I see you winking. You're just too cute. You going home? Yeah, I know. You watching TV, Sassy? What you watching? Oh. You watching a cartoon? Huh? You feeling good today, Sass? Sassy, you feeling good today? Yeah. You're handling your cone better today. Yeah. back to TV. Hello everyone, White Witch 110 here. On with the next part of the story. Sorry about last night, but Kitty needed attention. She's doing good. I'll attach, likely after this, a little video of her. So now on with the story. It all began at the cabin. Dressed in last night's clothes, Scott peeks out into the hallway. The coast is clear. Abigail is not far behind him. On the main floor, no one seems to be around, so they continue to make their way outside. I enjoyed last night, Scott begins. And this morning, he smiles. So did I very much, she blushes. An unpretentious kiss, and Scott makes his way across the driveway, hoping not to meet up with Nick. He's in luck. Nick's door to his bedroom is still closed. Believing he'll think Scott was in his room all night, he makes a quick change and begins the coffee. Well, good morning, Scott. Nick acknowledges him. Good morning, Nick. How did you sleep? Fine, and yourself? Very well, thank you. There is something in Nick's voice that is causing Scott unease. Glad to hear that. Nick pours himself a coffee and sits on the sofa. I don't want my daughter to get hurt. Do you understand me? Don't you? Yes, I understand, Scott replies. Good. Have I done something wrong? I sure hope as hell not. The stern fatherly glare meets Scott. She's my only child and means the world to me. She's all I have. I understand, sir. Good. Nick takes his coffee with him down the stairs and over to the porch. Taking a seat in one of the Adirondack chairs, his gaze rests on the apartment above the garage. Scott can feel his eyes burning through the pane of glass. Secretly, he peers out the window from a safe distance. He knows, Scott tells himself. He knows I spent last night with her. This is going to be awkward. Dad, Abigail kisses him on the cheek. How long have you been sitting here for? Did you want some breakfast? Scott is watching this scene unfold. Toast would be nice, honey. Sure thing. Abigail makes her way back inside to emerge seconds later with his toast. Thank you. Did you sleep well last night? Her father asked. Very well. Abigail is letting nothing slip by acting like she normally would. Did you see Scott last night? Yeah. We hung out for a bit at the dock before he called it a night and went to bed. I think he's at the recording studio now. No, he's just having a coffee in the apartment. Nick watches his daughter's reaction. Guess he's getting a late start. Minutes later, Scott opens the garage door and waves. See you all later. Gets in his car and is gone. What do you feel like doing today? He inquires. Whatever you would like. Father and daughter put hiking shoes on and traverse a well-known path. A couple of hours later, they're at the clearing that overlooks the lake below. I do miss it here, Abigail states. Get things figured out at home, then make the move, Nick tells her. So what's happening between you and Scott? Her father is direct in his question. Nothing, is her response. Do you want to rethink your answer? He asks. Should I? I know he spent last night at the cabin. What makes you say that? Well, this morning his alarm went off, and I ended up going into his room to shut it off, and his bed hadn't been slept in. I don't suppose you might know where he did sleep. Why do I feel like I'm 12 and in trouble? I'm an adult dad. she points out. I understand that, but I'd like to make sure my daughter is being smart about things. Can you blame a dad for that? No, I can't, and I do appreciate your concern. I'm being smart. No worries here, Abigail assures him. You still haven't answered my question, Abby. Is there something going on between the two of you? Starting, yes. I don't know where this'll lead, but I'm going for the ride. Nick worries his daughter is making too light of the situation. Abigail, this is serious stuff. You realize the life he has, don't you? The man doesn't spend much time at home. I'm sure his family hardly sees him. It's got to be a hard life, sweetie. You've got to be a strong person to agree to such a relationship. So Mom wasn't strong enough then. I'm not condoning her actions towards you, but your life is the same as his. There were many days that you weren't home. You were making a life for us, and I understood that, but Mom couldn't handle it. Abigail gives him the facts. No, your mother wasn't strong enough for the life I put her into. She wanted something else, something different from what I did. I'm not knocking your chance with him. I just want you to seriously think about it. You likely could handle it. Her dad side hugs her. I'll say this. If you do end up in a relationship with him, I sincerely hope it does work. It's early evening when the pair make it back to the cabin. It had been a wonderful afternoon with her father. They have dinner with the rest of the family, then retire to the porch to enjoy a summer evening. Well, sweetie, I really did enjoy our day. I feel like I've gotten to know my daughter all over again. You've grown up so much. Time surely has gotten away from me. In my mind, you were still that young girl with pigtails, and you're not anymore. Your mother did a good job. No, Dad, you did. Mom didn't have too much to do with me once we moved. There were times I don't know why she had me, but having a father like you makes me glad she did. She's never been comfortable with me because I'm so much like you. 2 peas in a pod. Abigail laughs, and Nick joins in. Well, P, this other one is withdrawing to the pod. A kiss on her forehead, Nick goes to the apartment. A short time later, Scott pulls up in his car. Sliding out, he walks over to the porch and leans against the banister. How was the day? He smiles. He knows, Abigail merely states. How? Your alarm went off this morning and he had to turn it off. Shit. Is he upset? No, but we did have a good conversation due to your alarm. You did? Scott is worried. Yes. He only asked that I be smart in regard to being with you. He laid out what he feels your life is like, and for me to be sure. If I were to get into a relationship with you, I had better be a strong woman, basically. Good advice. Scott takes a seat beside her. I thought so. Abigail covers his hand with hers. Are you staying over tonight? Should I? He grins. Yes, but I think you should grab a change of clothes and turn off your alarm clock. Consider it done. Scott pushes himself off the chair, then quickly turns back. What's the matter? Abigail shoots a glance in the direction of his gaze. I thought I seen something in the shadows there. Another movement by the banister, closest to the cabin. Who's there? Abigail rushes to his side in fear. I said, who's there? Get the hell out here. By this time, Nick and Rob have heard the commotion outside, causing them to get up to investigate. What's going on? Rob wants to know. Scott's seen movement by the banister, Abigail informs them. The men go over to where Scott is. You see anything? Rob is unnerved. Not now, but I keep hearing a rustling towards the trees in the back, Scott advises him. I'll get my gun. Nick says, running off to the apartment quickly. Rob goes back inside to get James and tells Nicole to stay inside. Make sure all the windows are closed and locked before you leave your sister. I'm getting my gun. By this time, Scott and Abigail are inside. Scott is attempting to calm her nerves. James takes a knife from his dad's hunting cabinet, then hands one to Scott. Nick comes through the door, then leaves with the men. What is it? Nicole asks her, breathing labored with fright. I don't know. Scott is the one who's seen it. He said it's behind the cabin. Abigail hugs her cousin for comfort. We better lock the door. Abigail gets up and locks the kitchen door quickly. The women can hear the men outside taunting the intruder to show himself. They warn that they're armed and are willing to use force if need be. The shouting continues when Nicole hears a sound from the downstairs half bath. Placing her finger to her lips, she points to the door and mouths, "Someone is in there." Slowly, they move to the other side of the room. From their vantage point, they have full view of the door and a mirror above a small side table. Nicole's heart is pounding as she prays that her dad will come back inside. What should we do? Abigail whispers. Should we make a run for the door to get out? I don't know what to do. The door is locked. That person could come out before we get outside. So here they stand, frozen in fright, not knowing what they should do. What's taking them so long to come back? Abigail whispers. I don't know, Nicole whispers back. Suddenly, she spies a slight movement of the bathroom doorknob. She grabs her cousin and points. Oh my God, Abigail softly exclaims. Dad, James looks up at the bathroom window, noticing it is wide open. Realizing the girls are in danger, the men take off to the front door. James tries the knob. It's locked. He pushes his son aside and frantically places his key in the lock. Within seconds, they are inside and confronting the intruder. Let her go, Rob demands. Nicole had managed to make her way up the stairs, but Abigail wasn't fast enough. There she lay on the stairs, her ankle in his hand. Let go of her, Nick moves forward. At this point, the intruder pulls a knife from beneath his jacket. Without thinking, Scott rushes this man, pulling him off Abigail. Quickly, she makes her escape to her father. Scott, watch out, she screams. James runs to his defense, and Rob is directly behind him. Scott grabs him by the collar of his t-shirt. Who the fuck are you? He demands. Ask Abigail, the intruder says. No, I'm asking you. Abigail, he says calmly, tell them who I am. Snapping back into focus, she says, Tom. Who the hell is Tom? Scott asks. Tell them, you bitch. Tom raises his voice in frustration. Scott tightens his grip. I'm her boyfriend. Scott moves his fist upward. Don't, Nick shouts. He's not worth it. His fist is brought back down to his side. Nick steps forward. I've heard about you, and none of it is good. I want you out of my daughter's life. He is within inches of Tom's face. Get the hell out of here. Nick, we should call the police, Rob tells him. No, Abigail shouts. What? Rob turns around. No, don't. She casts her eyes to the floor. Tom laughs, realizing she's terrified. Good girl. I want you to get into whatever vehicle you came in and leave. Do you understand? Nick demands. Yeah, I do. Where's your car? Scott inquires. On the main road, at the end of your driveway. The men see him to his vehicle, making sure that he leaves. Nicole is back downstairs, tending to her cousin. My God, Abigail, I didn't know it was that bad. How have you lived with this? And how did he know where you were? He knows where the cabin is because I've showed him pictures and told him. I had mentioned I was going on vacation, so he put it together. Not rocket science where I would be. The tears were streaming down her cheeks. They weren't living together, but Tom made sure at every moment Abigail knew he was never far away. It has been a constant pressure she has lived with alone. In this moment, it is as if the dam has opened slightly to release the pressure. The 4 men are back and advise the women he had gone. Are you sure? Abigail is reluctant to believe that he has truly left. Yes, honey, we watched the car leave. We advised him if he should show his face again, the police would be called no matter what you say. Nick tells her. They all sit down in the living room where Abigail begins to convey the fear she has been living with back in Toronto. She admits that the relationship has been over for months, but Tom refuses to acknowledge this fact. Her eyes plead with Scott for understanding of her situation. She's shaking violently now. Scott makes a move to go to her aid, but Nick is there for his daughter. Again, Abigail's eyes plead with him. Nick hugs her tight, not wanting to let go. He questions himself as to just how good of a father he's been, considering he wasn't able to know she was in trouble. He was beating himself up. Conversation continues, and tranquility is returning to the household. Scott believes it is better if he sleeps in the apartment and leaves Abigail to work through this. The knife Tom held was from Nick's collection in the garage. He and Rob go over to investigate. The lock had been pried off. Inside it's clear where the knife had been. Nick put it back in place. Nick, I didn't want to say anything to the rest of them, but I'm worried he may try to come back tonight. I was thinking the same thing. Help me board up this door. The entire thing will be changed in the morning, I promise you that. Rob and Nick get to work securing the door and leave by a sturdier side. Nick, I feel better with you guys in the cabin tonight. Rob puts his hand up. I know, but I feel safer with all of us under one roof. We don't know if he has friends here. The valid point is taken. You don't have to worry. Scott was staying in the cabin anyway. He was? Where? With my daughter, he says. Oh. No more said. Rob informs the gang of their plan and informs the gang of their plan for the evening. Scott, I suggest you join Nick in getting a few things for the night and morning. Sure thing. There's a soft knock on Abigail's bedroom door. Come in. Hey, babe, how are you? Scott asks. Exhausted, but I'm so happy you're here. He takes a seat on the bed. Your dad and I are staying here tonight. Your uncle thought it best. I'll be downstairs on the sofa. No, I want you up here with me. Okay, I'll go get my bag and bring it up. Scott descends the staircase to grab his bag at the door, and passing the washroom, he notices the window is still open. In their excitement, they had neglected to lock it. Rob, the bathroom window is still open. You're kidding. No, as much as I'm sure he's gone, I think we should check the house all the same. I'll be upstairs with Abigail if you need me. Scott, thank you. Rob values the compassion for his niece. Returning upstairs, he discovers a frantic Abigail. It's all my fault. No, it's not, babe. Just relax, he attempts to soothe her. Abigail paces the room. Yes, it is. I should have never hooked up with him. It's all my fault. No, Abigail. Yes. I brought this on to my family and you. He shouldn't have come here. He knew where I would be, and he knew where the cabin was. It's all my fault, she cries. Abigail, please. I hate seeing you like this. It's his fault. He couldn't accept the fact that the relationship is over. It's not your fault. He begs her to understand. Whose fault? Her dad is at the door. My fault, Dad. I'm sorry I brought all this on to you. The family should never have been involved. Abigail, it isn't your fault. The boy needs help. Don't ever think this is your fault. Try and sleep, honey. I'll see you in the morning. I'm leaving you in capable hands. He smiles at Scott. See, the family doesn't blame you, Scott says. None of you know what I've been through. Not even Nicole or my dad. I'm too embarrassed. You can tell me. I won't say a word. It will help to understand this entire situation. Scott speaks sense. Easily, she opens up. I think I'll leave it at that point for this evening. Hey! Oh, hang on. Get off of her! Gizzy, trying to bug Sassy. Poor little thing. Hey! Waverly, hang on. Okay. Cat's out of the way, leaving her alone. Thank you to my YouTube family for coming by for that installment of the story. I think there may be a couple of more, and then I'm done with this one. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying reading it, and it's great to look back at what I've written in the past. Anybody new? Check out any of my other videos. See something you like, give it a thumbs up, and drop me a comment. Share any of them out. Family, friends, coworkers, neighbors. That's always appreciated. And while you're here, consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure you click the notification bell so you'll know that next time that I upload. So today was Wednesday. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. And have a terrific Thursday. Another day closer to the weekend. And until the next time, as always, my friends, ciao for now.